Carlinville Public Library Storytime friends. It's me, Miss Nadia. And I have another wonderful story time for you. But let's get started by saying hello. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Yay! I'm so glad you're here with me today. Yay! All right. You see, I have my little friend here, my little scarecrow, because it's still fall or autumn. The season is fall, or you can call it autumn, and sometimes we see scarecrows and sunflowers. And up here we have some leaves hanging down on my board back here. And sometimes we see pumpkins. Do you remember what shape that is? It goes around and around. A circle is a shape that goes round and round, round and round, round and round. A circle is a shape that goes round and round all day long. I see another shape. Do you see another shape? Look. I see. Look at my scarecrow. Do you see? He has a nose. And look at how many sides and points he has. 1, 2, 3. His nose is a triangle is a shape with 3 sides, 3 sides, 3 sides. A triangle is a shape with 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Do you see any other shapes? Well, let's see. Does he have any other shapes? Well, his pants are made of burlap and they're little squares. It's hard to see, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4. One on the top, one on the side, one on the bottom, and another on the side. And they're all the same length or size. Yep. So it's a square. A square is a shape that has 4 equal sides, 4 equal sides, 4 equal sides. A square is a shape that has 4 equal sides. I don't really have a good... It's so tiny, it's hard to count, isn't it? Oh my goodness, let me see if my scarf is a square. That might be easier, I don't know. Look, there is a square. Let's count it. Ready? 1 on the top, 1 on the side, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're all the same length. Yay, it's a square. Whew. So it was going to be difficult for me to count the sides on the squares on here. Woo. All right. Are you ready? So we've talked about tractors and barns and apples. Let's see. I've got a really nice book about apples in fall. You ready? Let's read it. It's called Apples in Fall, and it's published by Bullfrog Books. And let's have a look. It is written by Mari Schuh, or Schuh. Look at that. I'm going to move our scarecrow out of the way. He's kind of hogging all the screen. So you can see the, ooh, look at those apples. In some books, they have a thing called the table of contents, so you can kind of skip to what information you want to learn about in this book. This is what you call a non-fiction book. That means it's not pretend. It's going to have facts. And at the orchard, you could skip to page 4 and watch. And this one says parts of an apple. So if you just really want to read about parts of an apple, you can skip to that page. And so I'm going to turn the page because we're going to read the whole thing. It's a short book. And it says, at the orchard. What's orchard? Have you heard of what an orchard is? You're right. That is kind of, it's a farm that has just fruit trees. And most of their food or crops are on the fruit trees. That's an orchard. So this is at the orchard. Today is a fall day. And on a fall day it says, let's go to the orchard. Oh, the trees are full of apples. The apples grew all summer. They are ripe in the fall. You see that? It looks like just a mass, and it looks like somebody got into an airplane and flew over and then just looked down, and that's what they saw, just the tops of the trees. So you can't see the trunk that goes into the ground, but you can see, look at, there's apples there on the tree branches. Wow, look at that. Let's turn the page. Look at that. I wonder what that is. And the word on here says press. Let's read to find out more. Oh, and what's that? It says, workers make apple cider. First, they mash the apples. Then a big press squeezes down. Cider comes out. Yum! Do you like apple cider? I love apple cider. It's so good. And the orchard the other day, I heard, had apple cider slushies. They are delish. So, look at here. So, they mash up the apples from the basket. They put them in here. And then there's this big plate inside the bucket. And as you turn this around and around and around, this goes down, 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 and smushes all the juice out of the apples, and it pours out into the glass. There it is. That looks really tasty and sweet. And then they can put it in a big jug. This is a glass jug. Sometimes it's in like a big gallon jug like you would get milk, but it's just cider instead. Dad, it says Dad tastes many apples and he likes Gala apples best. They are sweet. So these aren't Gala. I think these are Red Delicious. But if you look over here, there is a basket full of, and it says Gala Royal apples, and they're $2.95. I'm not sure if it's for a peck because the picture has other words on there that are a different language, and I do not know how to read that language, but that's okay. So these are the Gala apples. You see what color they are? Some yellow and some red. And if you look over here, look at green and red, yellow, and that's kind of yellow. Or it's more yellow. This is more yellow than this, and this is green. Green. This is yellow. All right. Ooh, look at this. It says Mom buys Granny Smith apples. They are big and green, and she buys bags of Granny Smith apples. Look at, they're in a big, sometimes they're in a big wooden box. You can pick them out. Ooh, I did this the other day. It says at home Pam cooks her apples. Look at, she cooked it in a big pot. And they got a little mushy and soft. And then she's got a cinnamon stick in there. And look at, and then she put it in a jar to save it for later. And it says she makes 10 jars of applesauce. Rub your tummy because that sounds really good. Yum. All right, let's see. Ooh, look at that. Look at how they're peeling the apple. There's the peel. There's the core and the stem that comes out of it. And it says, Sue peels and cuts her apples. She adds sugar, flour, and butter. What will it be? And what does this look like? It looks very fancy. If you said apple pie, you're right. It is an apple pie. Some apple pies have a crust on the top, and sometimes they put a decoration. But instead of doing that, they just have the crust on the bottom, and then they put the fruit out on top, and they didn't put anything over it. So it's just fruit on top. But they did make it look very pretty. It looks like a nice pattern. Goes around and around. Like, what color? Or what shape? What shape is that? You're right if you said circle. Good job. All right, look at, ooh, Joe. Look at that big apple. What's on that big apple? It looks like candy, and it says, Joe melts caramel. He rolls apples in it. Caramel apples are his favorite treat. Have you ever tried caramel apples? Ooh, they're so good. Yummy. Look at, it says crunch. How do you eat apples? Let's think. How do you eat apples? I eat apples so many different ways. Oh, look at this part shows us the parts of the apple. They call this part that we eat the flesh, the white inside of an apple that people eat. And down here, it says this is the core. And the center of the apple that holds the seeds is the core. Then over here, it's showing the outside of the apple, and they call that the skin. The apple's waxy covering that contains many vitamins. So it's good to eat the skin, though sometimes it can get kind of hard and get stuck in your teeth, but it really is good for your tummy and for your body. Oh, and up here it shows an arrow and it says stem, the part of the fruit that attaches to the apple tree. And then finally, I forgot this part. Look at it goes. What are these? Do you know what that is? Tell me, what is it? You're right. It's the seeds, the part that can grow more apple trees is the seed. Look at that. And then it goes over some of the other things, like this is caramel. It's smooth, chewy candy. Cider, it's a drink made from mashed apples. An orchard is an area where fruit trees are grown. And look at, it's a press. It's a strong machine that uses force, and some presses are used to make the apple cider. And I'll give you a closer look. We did see these before. I love apples. Are you ready to reach up in that apple tree? I'm going to get all squared away. Let me make sure I have all my apples. Let's see, I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Did you steal one of my apples? Did you eat one of my apples? No? Okay, let me look. I see it. It rolled away. Let me grab it real quick. I'll be right back. But I want you to reach up so high and get those apples. Reach up high, ready, and reach up high in the apple tree. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apples. Smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came an apple. Of that belly, it was so good. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Way up high in an apple tree, 4 red apples smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came an apple. Good. How many apples? 3. Way up high in an apple tree, 3 lovely apples smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came that apple. Good. 2, 1, 2, ready. Way up high in an apple tree, 2 red apples smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came that apple. I think I'll make applesauce with it. Good. You're right. Way up high in an apple tree, 1 red apple smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came that apple. Good. What did you eat your apple with? You know what? I dipped mine in caramel dip, and it was delicious. That smooth candy. I dipped it, and I went. It was good. How about you? What are you gonna, or how are you gonna eat your apple? Raise your hand if it's gonna be an apple pie. Raise your hand if it's gonna be apple crisp. You know, with the oatmeal and the brown sugar and the apples. Me too. How about cider? Are you gonna squish it, and get all the juice out of it and drink it as cider? Me too. I love it. All right, I got another story for you. So when you're out in the orchard, there's lots of bugs. There's lots of bees that are out there to help pollinate or help the trees grow apples. And lots of times, there are spiders. Do you know the rhyme, ITSY BITSY spider? Well, this one is different because he's got a bunch of different friends. There's ITSY BITSY and INSY WINSY, and I'm going to change it, but I'll try to let you know. But while we do it, you remember how to do the hand gestures? We haven't done this before, but maybe Mom and Dad do it with you. And you go, the ITSY BITSY spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Just like that. Except the book has different words. So go ahead and do Or you could go like this. The itsy bitsy spider. Or you could do this. This is kind of tricky. You do finger, 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 pinky, thumb. If you're going to get fancy. Or you could just be creepy crawly. All right, let's get started. So this book is called Itsy Bitsy Spider, and it was illustrated by Nora Hilb, and it's published by Child's Play, Classic Books with Holes. So this one's kind of neat. Look at it, it's got holes. And this is one that's one of our collections. So when I put it back in quarantine for 7 days, then you can come and request it. And it's called Itsy Bitsy Spider, and illustrated by Nora Hilb. And guess what? When you look it up, you'll have to look up Nora Hilb, Hilb. So it starts, look at, there he is. Get your fingers ready. Ready? Itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain, washed the spider out. Out came the sun, make your sun with your arms, and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. So we've got one spider on the house going up the downspout. Look at, there's Kitty. There's a bird. There's a tree. There's the part of the house, a bush, a flower. But there's Itsy Bitsy. Let's meet his brother or sister, Incy Wincy. There's Incy Wincy. Get your spiders going. Ready? Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the garden wall right here. Down came the hail and made the spider fall. Make him fall. There's my spider. She landed on her feet, and like she did before, Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the wall once more. Crawling up the wall. There he is. Here's another spider friend. Itchy Nitchy Spider climbed up the window box. Along came a frost and froze poor Itchy's socks. And out came the sun. Get your sun out. And made the cold frost thaw. And Itchy Nitchy Spider climbed up the box once more. Here they are. There's Itchy Nitchy. Incy Wincy. No. Itsy Bitsy. Incy Wincy. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. Oh, here's another one. He's got stripes. Can you see him? And he's going to climb up this window. And it says, get your spiders ready. Hippy hoppy spider climbed up the window ledge. Along came a breeze which blew him in the hedge. Where's the hedge? Right there. He dangled from the leaves, then landed in the lane. And hippy hoppy spider climbed up the ledge again. Yay! It's back up the ledge. So he's on the window ledge. And let me give you a good look. And then we'll turn the page. And Tutti Frutti Spider climbed up the big flat roof. There he is, way up here. Along came the snow wind, pushed poor Tutti off. The sun come out, the snow went down the drain, and Tutti Frutti Spider climbed up the roof again. There he is, up here. Tutti Frutti. Oh my goodness, we got another spider, and his name's Inky Pinky. Get your spiders going. Inky Pinky Spider climbed up the chimney. I can't read it backwards. Let's see. Climbed up the chimney pot. Oh, he's right here. Down came the sun and made her much too hot. Along came a cloud and showered her with rain. An inky pinky spider climbed up the pot again. That's new. I did not know that they call that a chimney pot. Look it. All right, let's go on. Look it. What's the spider's name? Oochie Coochie. Oh my goodness. Oochie Coochie spider climbed up the apple tree. Along came the wind and blew the spider free. Away went the wind and calmer weather came, and Oochie Coochie spider climbed up the tree again. There he is, right there in our apple tree. Ooh, what's gonna happen now? Look at all those spiders! Ah! And that's the end of the story. That was a fun one. You guys should check that one out. It is very cool. Guess what? I've got a neat little farm story. Look. Could you help me make the sounds when we read the animal? Or guess what the animal is? It's kind of a guessing game book. And this is called A Day on the Farm, and it is written by Steph Hinton, and it's a pull the tab book. And it's published by Top That Publishing. All right. And it's illustrated by Steph Hinton, written by Sally Hopgood. All right, let's get started. A Day on the Farm. It says, on the farm first thing in the morning, the animals wake just as day is dawning. Animals are woken by a hullabaloo, a clucking, and a, what do you think they hear? Cluck, cluck, cluck. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Let's pull and see what happens. Oh, who said that? It's the farmyard rooster. Yay. Look, there he is. Now, let's see. The farmer and his dog set off down the lane to gather the cows to milk them again. Mooing cows, a lovely sight to see. They give tasty milk for you and for me. What does a cow say? What does a cow say? It says moo. And here's Daisy the cow. Look, there she is. Ooh. Do you know what animal that is? All right, let's read on. The sheep are grazing on the higher ground. They munch green grass and make funny sounds. Happy in the fields, they stand and they baa. Can you baa? Baa. Telling their lambs not to run too far. Who's over here? Do you see? It's a baby lamb. And he says, what? Bah, you're right. Let's turn the page. There she is. Look over here. Who are we going to read about now? It says, in a muddy field, pigs snort and play, rolling around in the mud all day. In the afternoon, the pigs take a rest. They climb into their sties and make straw nests. What is that? It's a pig, and baby pigs are called piglets. And what do they say? Oink, 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 oink. What's that? Two happy ducks let out a quack, telling their chicks to hurry back. Across the pond swim three fluffy balls. Three little ducklings answer their mommy's call. All right, let's see who's over here. It's the three little ducklings. 1, 2, 3. And they say what? Quack, quack, quack. Oh, look. It's the whole farm. It says the farm's full of life. Everywhere you look. Can you remember the names of the animals in this book? Can you? Who's that? Rooster. Who's that? Ducklings. Sheep. Wait a minute, did I say that's a rooster? That's a chicken. Bawk, 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 bawk. But the rooster's over here. I got tricked. And the rooster says, cock-a-doodle-doo. And what's this? It's the pig. He says, oink, oink, oink. Who's that? It's the cow. And he says, moo. Oh, and who is that? Did you say dog? You're right. And what does a doggy say? A doggy says, woof, 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 woof. That's the end of the book. Look it, and then I can push them all back in there. And that's the end of the book. And you can borrow this one from our library too when it's out of quarantine. Okay, so the craft, super easy breezy. So your mom or your dad, if you're not ready for scissors, can cut out. We have it. You can either cut this or you can just leave it the way it is. This is just a simple paper plate. And you can either color it with a marker and color it whatever color you want. Or you can take paper and tear it into pieces. Or you could tear it into strips. I'm going to tear it into strips. Or you could just cut it. You could use scissors if you want to practice cutting. But it's all depends on what mom and dad want to, what they're ready for. Because moms and dads have to be there when you're using things like scissors. They need to be there and help guide you because we need to make sure we have calm, careful hands if we're gonna be cutting. But today I felt like ripping because ripping's fun too. Listen. And we only do this with crafts. You only rip paper with crafts. And so I put a bunch of strips. And now I'm gonna use some glue. So this one, whoop, I knocked down my friend. I'm going to put him over here. And I'm going to put some glue on here. And usually I'm like just a little dot, but because we've got all this space, it's okay to get a little wild. Just make sure it stays on your paper. And there we go. And then, got this, put it here. Okay. I'm going to have a red apple. But guess what? You don't have to do red. If you like green apples, you can make yours green. Or if you like yellow apples, you can make them green. Or like we saw that gala apple, it's a little bit of green and a little bit of red. So I'm just doing strips today. But if you want to do little tiny strips, that's okay too. It's however you want your, and look at, he's kind of long, so I'm going to tear him so he fits on my paper or on my plate. And guess what? Sometimes it doesn't stick, so I got to hold it down and I'm going to count to 10 and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it sticking? Yeah. And sometimes I got to do it again. This one's pretty good. And then I'm going to keep going. I might need to add more glue. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. This is what I got. It kind of looks like an apple already. All right, I'm going to do one more because I want it nice and covered with red. And then I'm going to tear off. There's a little piece that needs to be tore off. All right, so that's my apple. And then I'm going to put my stem. It's literally just a strip of brown. Or you could just take white paper. And I'm going to stick it right here. Stick it right there. And look at, I got some green paper. Ooh, I do have scissors. I thought I didn't have scissors, so. Ooh. I'm going to cut out a leaf. Just kind of make a curvy, kind of make it an oval with a point. And there we go. Now I just need to glue it on. See? Just an oval with a circle. Or really, you don't even have to make it like that. You can make it just a strip if you want. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to overlap them just because. Here's my apple. And then you could stop there, but if you want to keep going, you can. So I will show you that I went and I made little strips, and really I folded a piece of paper like this in half, and this width is perfect for the littles to make these little rings, which turned into my worm. Yeah, my worm. And so this one you may need a little bit of glue, and you may need to hold it, and I will show you. Mom will show you. Will probably know, Mom and Dad or whoever's with you who's going to do this craft with you will be able to show you, but I kind of want to show you. We'll know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to show you. So here's my strips. So I cut this, and really this is how I do it. I just go and fold it so they're all even, and fold it, and then I cut it. Cut, and open up and cut, and then I have a bunch of these. And then I take one, roll. Actually, you don't even have to have them connected. You can just go like this. A little bit of glue. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at it. There's one. And then I've got this guy. And he's going to go around this. And then you just keep adding on until you got the length you want. And then I literally took one of the strips, one of the leftover strips, and made the face. And it can just be a oval. So this is what I came up with. And then I put a little smiley face on them. And so I can now, whoops, I can now have them like on here, or you can just lay them on here and you can kind of play. Say, he's eating an apple. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me with Storytime. I would like to invite you all to the library, and I have a story walk that you can walk through and read, and it's called It's raining bats and frogs. It's a cute story about a little witch who's trying to change the weather on their special witch parade day. And she changes it with her magic, and it gets a little wild and crazy with bats and frogs and hats and cats and dogs. So please come in and visit. Wear your mask. And there's a craft you can take home, and I'm going to get it all set up tomorrow, which is Friday. So, and that'll be up all for the whole month of October. All right, guys, have a great week. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Bye.